everything about crypto. I just want to make a video about crypto, just basic random crypto stuff. So let's start out with market caps and the top cryptos in market cap, right? So far in the crypto world, we have approximately $4 trillion, right? That means all of the coins total that we have in cryptocurrency is approximately $4 trillion, maybe a little bit more than 4 trillion. And before I continue, I just want to say that this is not financial advice, but I just want to give you information on the crypto market and all the possibilities of what can happen within the next few months, right? So Bitcoin is the leader, right? It's number one at $2.3 trillion, which the price right now of Bitcoin is about 115,000. So if you want to figure out how many shares there are, then all you need to do is just take 2.3 trillion divided by 115,000 approximately, right? So that should tell you how many coins we have. Approximate how many coins. I'm not going to do the math because I'm a little bit too lazy. And then with Ethereum, you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to take the total market cap of Ethereum, which is 562 billion, and then you can just divide it by the current price, which is around 4,500. So then it'll tell you how much Ethereum coins there are out there. And then number 3 is XRP, which has $180 billion worth of coins, right? And then USDT is at 171 billion, and then BNB is 148 billion. And finally, I feel like this is Solana's gonna run pretty soon, because lately Solana has gone up to about $250. So I think Solana is gonna break 300 eventually within this run. And right now Solana is at $131 billion. And then you keep on looking down, everything else is actually under $100 billion. So I don't have the full list, but I just want to point out that BCH is at $12 billion and LTC is at $8.72 billion. So just imagine if BCH can be somewhere around Solana right now, right? So you just have to multiply BCH times by 10, and it'll have like a market cap of $120 billion. So if BCH is $120 billion, then what would the price of BCH be? So I did the math. So if BCH gets to $120 billion, which is similar to where Solana is right now, then the price of BCH can be $6,000. That's why I can see that Caesar says that BCH can be 7,000, because he's probably doing TA, and some of you guys are saying, oh, that's such a wild number, right? But if Solana can be 131 billion, then why can't BCH be pumped up to approximately 131 billion as well? And if it gets pumped up to 131 billion, then the price of BCH should be closer to 7,000 than $6,000 a share. But I'm just using $6,000 a share because times 10 is super easy to do the math, right? So if BCH is $6,000 a share, then BCHG, you would want to multiply 6,000 times by 0.0083, right? So when I'm doing mental math, I'm just thinking if BCH is $1,000, then BCHG is at $8.03. So if you multiply BCH times by 6, it'll be $6,000, and then you would multiply $8.30 times by 6. That would equal to $49.80, right? So now you're going to look at LTC. Let's say if LTC gets, the same 10x, then the market cap for LTC Litecoin would be 87 billion and $200 million, right? Because right now, the LTC market cap is at 8.72 billion. So you just have to move the decimal over by 1, right? So if the total market cap is 87.2 billion, then the price of LTC would be 1,150, because currently right now LTC is at approximately $115. So if it's going to 10x, then obviously the coin price, I said share price right here, but it should be 6,000 worth, a coin. So I apologize for that mistake. So back to LTC, then it would be $1,150 per coin. So if LTC is $1,150 per coin, then the NAV of LTCN would be $95.45. And these are just NAV prices because a lot of people are talking about ETF approvals and all that stuff. So I'm giving you the NAV price. But just remember, there's always premium that can be added to this if the premium is still on. But a lot of people are still fearing the ETF news. So that's why they're keeping it at NAV price. So these would be the bare minimum. If it ETFs, then BCHG, if BCH reaches to $6,000 a coin, it could be almost $50. And then for LTCN, if LTC reaches to 1,150, then the NAV would be $95. So all of us should profit off of this if we continue to hold on. So that's the minimum. And just imagine if the premium was 5 times, right? So the premium was 5 times at this price, then BCG can be close to $250. And if LTCN's premium is like times by 5, then LTCN's price can be close to $500. So I'm not saying that the numbers will hit, but I'm just telling you, basically on, a mathematical process of trying to figure out, like premiums and all that stuff, and no one can predict premiums because premiums is driven by the investors. So the investors can just continue to pour in money, and then the premium would go ballistic. That's how premium works. So the more investors we can get to know about these Grayscale Trust, and the more money they put in, then that means everyone benefits and everyone profits from it. The reason why we don't have a premium right now is because we don't have new investors, and the old investors are extremely cautious because they want to be under NAV prices, so the ETF gets approval. They know for sure people are going to pump up LTC and BCH, so they will make profit and they will not lose any money. That's why they're continuously buying BCHG and LTCN when they are under NAV prices. So I've noticed every time when you see BCHG and LTCN around 10% under NAV prices, that's the time to buy. Because I've noticed people like to buy at like a 10 to a 15% under NAV prices, and that is like the low. So good luck with everything, and I just wanted to make a video because I haven't made a video in quite a while. So yeah, it's just for entertainment, and I hope you can continue to enjoy my video by pushing the like button. And just get people to subscribe. I appreciate it.